Welcome to a presentation discussing effective class sizes for distance education learning. Distance education is a vehicle that has increased enrollment and students' access to learning for American higher education institutions. Between 1997 and 2001, the percentage of institutions offering these types of courses increased from 34 to 56, along with the enrollment in each class increasing of 1.7 to 3.1 million. Due to this increase, it is necessary for the distance education world to answer the following questions. What is a manageable faculty workload? What constitutes a quality education? What is an effective cost-benefit relationship for institutions? And finally, where is the sweet spot for distance education class sizes? Currently, research is limited, but Simonson argues that to further the progress distance education has made, it needs to become more credible and adopted on a wider scale. Therefore, it is essential to create statements about instructor effort and class size. According to Michael Simonson, there are two myths in distance education. The first myth is that teaching at a distance takes more work. Distance education is considered time-consuming, and a professor would initially need to redesign an entire course. The second myth has two parts. Part 1 is the idea that the smaller class in an online course, the better. The ideal size would be 10 to 15 students. Part 2 of the myth states that distance education is a virtual classroom and does not require an actual classroom with walls and seating, so therefore hundreds of students could be enrolled in an online course. However, this is a myth believed by administrators and not the actual instructors themselves. A study completed by Drago and Peltier addressed the myth in question: is teaching distance education more work? The study concluded that the number of students does not actually affect course content. They believe what affected a course's content was quality, currency, and relevancy. However, the study did include that what can be affected by class size and distance education is the student-instructor and communication. It is an instructor's responsibility in a distance education setting to not only get to know the students enrolled, but also analyze the students such as demographics, education, cultural, social, and economic backgrounds. Depending on class size, this may be a more difficult task to tackle. As the number of students increase, it becomes more and more time-consuming for the instructor to deal with issues as they come. To disprove myth number 1, in Drago and Peltier's study, it was stated that online instructors have access to more efficient ways to do this, such as the software from the course, as well as email list. If the correct form of delivery is chosen, then emailing and discussion are more manageable. Larger class sizes can be productive if smaller discussion groups are created within the class. Gary Berry, Assistant Dean for Advanced Studies Development for the American Public University System, concluded that the most effective size for online education discussion groups is 6 to 9 students. The Orellana study in 2006 asked 3 questions in a survey of distance education courses. What are instructors' perceptions of optimal class sizes for online courses with various levels of interactive qualities? What are typical class sizes of online courses? And what are typical levels of interactive qualities in online courses? The RAIQ rubric is also known as Rubric for Assessing Interactive Qualities in Distance Courses, was used to assess the level of interaction in these online courses. There were 5 different qualities assessed: social rapport, building designs for interaction, instructional designs for interaction, interactivity of technology resources, evidence of learner engagement, and evidence of instructor engagement. Some conclusions can be drawn from this research. It is important to point out that multiple authors agreed that establishing an optimal class size for distance education is ideal. Other authors agreed that a larger class size will not necessarily cause a drop in effectiveness for students if they are managed correctly, such as small group discussion within the class. It is pointed out in Drago and Peltier's study that a larger number of students enrolled in online courses may lead to more efficiently designed courses with clear, well-written syllabi and instructions. But it is also suggested that a more well-designed course could lead to a larger class size because of its effectiveness. Overall, we can conclude that class size does have an effect on interaction in online courses in both a positive and negative way.